Let's go to Fox News Channel, where it only gets worse, where Liz Cheney says even more outrageous things, and of course the anchor not only allows her to say it, but joins in on the fun. Here's Fox News.
I mean, I think we're seeing a situation where this administration, for some reason, continues to release information that's helpful to the terrorists. You know, releasing the details about what was involved in the enhanced interrogation program, releasing the techniques involved in that program, helps the terrorists. It helps them train to those techniques. It takes those techniques completely out of the realm of possibility for future presidents to use. So it was a very damaging thing to do, you know, set aside the fact that they stopped the policy, which, as I said, is their right. But so far, you know, we've seen that release. We've seen the concept that they're going to now release pictures that are going to be harmful to American service members. And, you know, they're talking about now a new release of the Inspector General report. But they seem only to be interested in releasing things that really paint America in a negative light and don't give the American people a full picture of what went on.
I'm curious what your dad thinks about the release of these other pictures and what you think about it, because one of the things that is perhaps most unfortunate is that the Abu Ghraib pictures, I think, in many ways got grouped together with these interrogation techniques. Right. They were very separate incidences, as you well know, and he well knows. You know, one carried out by lower-level people who were on a base, and the other done at the highest levels of the CIA. How much do you think it will stir up when these next set of pictures come out about all of that bad feeling?
Well, I think that it is really appalling that the administration is taking this step. I haven't seen the pictures. I don't know what's in them. But clearly, you know, what they're doing is releasing images that show American military men and women in a very negative light. And I have heard from families of service members, from families of 9/11 victims, this question about, you know, when did it become so fashionable for us to side really with the terrorists, you know, for us to put information out that hurts American soldiers. And, you know, President Obama has a lot of sort of rhetoric about support for American military families and support for our men and women who are fighting overseas. But, you know, if he really cares about them, then he wouldn't be making such an effort, you know, to release photos that show them in a negative light.
When did it become fashionable to help the terrorists? These people are sick, man. They think if you don't torture people, that you're helping terrorists. Didn't all of us grow up in a time when that was the most un-American thing? When America stood for human rights, when we were the shiny city on a hill? Now we have these monsters go on television, freely swinging their arms, hey, everybody in polite company. Oh, really? Who would you like to torture? Oh, you think torture is great, and then if you don't do the torture, it helps the terrorists. And get a load of this. Her logic is, if you release what we did, what my father authorized, it will hurt America and American troops. Well, wouldn't it make sense then for him not to have done it in the first place? Isn't the real problem that he authorized those things that are an embarrassment to America and hurt the country and hurt the troops? You think the fact that we're making it available is the problem, not that you did it in the first place? Can no one call her out on that insane logic? Look, you know, if they just kept it secret and hidden how badly we tortured people, everything would be fine. But now they're going to help the terrorists by pointing out all the evil things that we did. We might have avoided the mess if you hadn't done it in the first place. And the Fox anchor, of course, with a grotesque lie, oh, you know, these pictures are totally unconnected to enhanced interrogation techniques. It was just low-level soldiers, those bad apples, blame the troops that caused the problem in Abu Ghraib and those other pictures. Well, how come every single report on the matter says that that is not true, including Major General Taguba's report that said it is absolutely connected, that those were orders from up top, and that is why the torture in Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan, Abu Ghraib in Iraq, and Guantanamo were all so similar because it was the memos written by the Bush administration that filtered down to those troops. They didn't invent it on their own. Those pictures are the direct responsibility of Dick Cheney. But shockingly enough, Fox News, instead of pointing that out, goes out of their way to lie and cover up for Liz and Dick Cheney. Who would have figured?